Today we will record the Hello World tutorial on the aelf blockchain. We will guide you to create the simplest contract to get started on aelf blockchain. The purpose of this is to familiarize yourself with the basic syntax and the deployment process of smart contract development on aelf blockchain. First step, we will set up the development environment on our system. Then we will open the terminal. First we will check that we have the IDE installed for us. So I will be using Visual Studio Code as an IDE. Now we will install the required packages. So first we need to install .NET 6 SDK. So you can click on this link and install in your system. So here you can download for your respective systems, Linux, Mac OS and Windows. I have already installed .NET, so I will skip this step. The next step, we will install the aelf contract template using the command .NET new install aelf contract templates. We will open the terminal and enter this command. Once we do this, it will install the aelf contract templates on our system. It is already installed on my system, so it will show that I have this version installed. After that, we will install the aelf deploy global tool, which is used to deploy the smart contracts. We will use the .NET command again, and then we will go to the terminal and paste the command. It is showing that it is already installed on my system. Then in the next step, if you have installed the aelf deploy, then it will say that it is already installed. And if it is says that there is no such command available, then you need to uninstall and install the aelf deploy. Then in the next step, we will install nodejs. So here you can download nodejs for your system and then install. Again, it is already installed on my system. We will check the version. So we can check the version using the command node -vs. We can see the nodejs is already installed on my system. In the next step, using the npm, we will install aelf command tool. So now we will copy this command and paste this command. We paste this command. We need some sudo permissions to enter. So we'll have to enter the password of our system. So it will install aelf command on our local system. Once this step is done, we will develop the smart contract. Now for our smart contract, we will create a new directory called hello world. So we will copy first command using mkdir command in the terminal. We will create a new directory. I will create this directory in the desktop folder after this installation finishes. So once this installation finishes, then we will create a new directory. So I will paste this command, and in the desktop folder I will do this. So I will change to desktop, and there is a separate folder for aelf tutorial. Inside that I will paste the mkdir command for hello world. It will create a new folder called hello world. Now I will change the directory to hello world, and in the next step I will create a new project called hello world inside the hello world folder. I will again go to the terminal and will paste the .NET new aelf command, which will create a new project. So now if I do the ls command inside hello world, it will create a new project called hello world, which has source and test directory inside. Now we will change to the source directory. First, let's open this project into the VS Code. So we will open this folder in VS Code. We will go to desktop. Then we have help tutorials and hello world is our project. Once we open this inside source folder, you will see three files. One is hello world, one is hello world.cs, and one is hello world state.cs. We will first check the hello world state. It is already implemented. We just need to check whether the implementation is same or not. So first we will go to there and we will open the hello world state.cs and we will check that the hello world state is already implemented. Now in the next step, we will implement the hello world C# file inside the source folder itself. So here we can see the code. You can copy the code and come to VS Code and open the hello world.cs file. As it is already implemented, you can still select and paste the new content. So what it will do is it has the implementation of update function and the read function. So update function will update the value of any string you give, and read function will read the value of the string which has already been inputted or which has already been added. Now in the next step, we will build the smart contract. Inside the source folder itself, we will run the command .NET build. So now we will run this command From our VS Code terminal, we will open our VS Code terminal. We will change directory to source folder and we will run the command .NET build. This command will build our project, the Hello World project. Once this build happens, we will deploy our smart contract. To deploy the smart contract, we need to create an account on aelf blockchain. So we can use aelf command create to create the account on aelf blockchain. So we will copy this command, go to the terminal in the VS Code, and then we will paste this. You can ignore the warning in the build process. Now, once we do this, it will ask us to save the information of our account, or you can say our private key to a file. So we'll press yes and it will ask us to enter a password. You can choose a password of your choice which you can remember. So I have created a password of the file which stores my private key. Now the information has been stored in the keys file in a JSON file. Now this is the address of my account, this is the public key of my account, and this is the private key of my account, and these are the mnemonics of my account. As I have created an account already, what I'll do, I'll export my wallet address so that I can run my next command hassle-free. So I will copy our wallet address from the last command output. So here we need to remove your wallet address string, and here we need to copy the address which we created in the last step. We will copy this and we will paste it here. So it will create an environment variable called wallet address for us. So this is wallet address, not wallet password. First, we will set the wallet address environment variable. In the next step, we will see that we require wallet address as our environment variable. Now, in this step, we will run the faucet command. This faucet command will get us the tokens from the faucet. So we will copy this second command as we have already set the wallet address as our environment variable. So we will paste this command to get the tokens on aelf blockchain on the testnet. So I think I have pasted at the wrong place. So now I can paste it in the terminal. And once I paste it here, then once the faucet command runs successfully, then we can check the balance. First, to check the balance, we need to verify the balance. We need to first set the wallet password as well as the environment variable. So we will go to the terminal again. Then we will export the wallet password this time as the password which we set for the file when we created. So I'll set the password like this. Now I will run the command to check the balance. So I will copy the next command to check the balance. So I will copy this get balance command and I will paste it in the terminal to check the balance. Once I run this command, it takes the multi-token contract address as an input and it will use aelf command call, and then we will pass the wallet address and the wallet password and the testnet URL. We will call the get balance command. It will ask for the symbol of the token. So we want to check this aelf balance. So we will enter aelf. The owner is the address which we created. So this is the owner, like the address which we generated while using the aelf command create. So we will paste as the owner, and then once we enter, we can see the balance has been updated. So this owner has these many number of aelf tokens. So this shows it has only 10 aelf tokens. The other 8 zeros are for the decimals. The rate decimals in the aelf tokens. So now we have successfully gotten some aelf tokens. In the next step, what we will do is we will export the contract path. While running the build command, we have created one more file that is called as .dll.pest. So this hello world.dll.pest file will be used while deploying the contract. So this will be our contract path. So we will copy the path of this file and export the path of this file. So export contract path equals to this path, the path of this file. So now we can copy the path from here and then we can paste it here. So now as you can see, we have pasted the path of the file .dll.pest, which was generated from the .NET build step. Once we do this, we have exported another environment variable called contract path. In the next step, as we have already set wallet address, we have set wallet password, and contract path has our environment variable. So we can run the aelf deploy command, which will deploy the smart contract, hello world smart contract on the testnet. Now we will use aelf deploy. So it will start to deploy the contract. Now it is deploying the hello world contract which we have written in the hello world.cs file. This is the contract where we have written two functions. One is the update function and one is the read function. Read function reads the value of the string which we have set already, and then we can update the value of that string. The overall structure is covered inside the class, and then the class is covered inside the namespace, and that is called hello elf.contracts.hello. It will take some time to deploy the contract on the testnet. Once it is deployed, it will return the contract address as an output. Now, as we can see, once it is deployed, it will return the contract address. So this address is our contract address which is deployed. So now one contract has been successfully deployed. In the next step, we will interact with this smart contract as we have already deployed. So we have completed this step. Now we will interact with the deployed smart contract. So to interact, we will call the update function. Now we have to set the contract address as our environment variable. So we will export contract address. We will copy this and then we will export the contract address environment variable is equals to the address which was generated by the deployment step. We will paste that here and then we will export this contract address. Once we do this, then we need to copy the next command to call the update function. So we will call the update function as it will make changes in the blockchain. So we use send, and when we need to just fetch the value from the blockchain, then we use call. So now we will paste the send command to update the value. So once we do that, it will ask for the input value which you can pass. So we will give hello elf as our value, and now it will set the value and the message is that it is succeeded. It is the transaction ID which we can check on the Explorer. In the next step, we will check that whether the value has been updated correctly or not. So we will copy the next command, that is the call command. So this is to check the value, and then we will paste this read function. We are calling the read function from the smart contract, and we can see that hello elf is updated as a string. If you want to test again, we can call the update function, and this time we can call it elf hello, and we can again test it whether the value has been updated fully or not. As we can see, the value has been updated properly. So we have successfully completed our first step from going 0 to 1 on elf blockchain, where we did 4 steps to interact with the elf blockchain. So we wrote the hello world contract. Initially, we set up the local development environment, and after that, we developed the smart contract using the hello world contract template. After that, we deployed the smart contract by creating an account on the testnet of elf blockchain. Once the contract is deployed successfully, then we interacted with the deployed smart contract using the update and the read functions which are written in the hello world contract by using the send and call elf command functions. This is a hello world contract of elf blockchain. Thank you. Stay tuned.